Do you work injured? Do you? Do you work sick? Have you? Hi, I'm Bill. This is Creative License. Thank you for watching every week. Thanks for listening every week. Thanks for all the wonderful comments and notes you've left me on my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/The Creative License Podcast, I think. But you know, everything that you say, and then being a part of the YouTube page, and for subscribing, it's really important to do that too. And thanks for being nice to my sponsors. Now, what I wanted to talk about today was about the idea of working injured and working sick. People talk about that often. I see it on the online forums. I hear guys tell me about it when they talk about their service and how long they've been doing it. And yeah, man, I was so sick at one gig, man. I was thrown up into a bucket behind the DJ booth. Wow, I broke my leg, but I showed up anyway. I was really sick with strep, but no, I did not go. Well, I think that's admirable. I don't know how admirable it is to go and do an event if you're contagious with something. But I understand the words, the show must go on in the world of theater and with actors. That is a Bible verse. Okay, that is rule number one. The show must go on. So much so that in professional theater, they have stand-ins. They have the people that can be there and know the show just as well, that understand the job just as well as the star, if the star can't go on. Do you have something like that? Most of us don't, especially as single operators. Most of us just kind of roll the dice. And when we do get sick, we have to go and show up. When we do break our leg, or if our parent dies, or we have something that we ought to be there for, we go and do this instead because we don't really have the backups for us. We got the backups for our gear all day long. We take 2, 3 systems, sometimes 4 systems with us in case a speaker goes out. But what do you do if you show up at the event and you fall down and can't work? Or if you break your hands and you can't spin? If your voice goes out and you can't speak? What do you have? Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen, because it doesn't. I mean, it's happened never really to me. I should really knock wood when I say that. Just knock a piece of wood. But I do have backups, and the backups are things that a lot of guys won't go and do. I've got colleagues, and you would call competitors, who are as good or better than I am, that are on call. In fact, if something like this happens, for me, and I am for them. That's what I've decided to do. I could go out and I could train a bunch of guys and make sure that I have them. But to be able to do that, I have to also book them and work them and have myself a multi-operated system. And those of you who have a multi-system company, you understand this already. You have trained guys who can cover every event regardless of injury. But there's a lot of us out there that are just doing this, and it's us. So what do you do? Have you taken the time to figure it out? And do you tell your clients, because they're already thinking about it, do you sit down with them and say, well, there's a problem. The problem is that I might get sick. I might fall down. I might go unconscious. My father might die the night of your event. And my goal is to be there. If my dad dies and I have to be at his funeral for the day of your wedding, I'm going to do your wedding instead of the funeral. But that's not true, is it? If it is, it really ought to be in your contract. So what are you doing to be sure that you can reasonably cover that if the unreasonable happens to you? Have you taken the real time, not the guesses, not the, I got a few things that if I roll the dice, we'll see what happens. What have you really done? Okay? And if you haven't taken this into consideration, I would take it on. I would consider it. I would really seriously think about how you might do it. Ask some of your other colleagues what they would do, but really, I would think about what your client would want from you and do that. What do you think of this? Write the comments below. Send me a note. Tell me what you think. Thanks again for being a part of this, and thanks to being a part of my sponsors, Electro Voice, Promo Only, DJ Event Planner, Disc Jockey News, and of course the Entertainment Experience Workshops. If you want to know more about any of that stuff, you reach out to me, and I'll see you next week on Creative License.